Why do we do single leg variations? Well, it's a great variation for the legs, but it also identifies and bridges the gap between muscular imbalances in the body. It improves coordination, skill, and obviously we want to develop that physique because we want to look better. So. All right, guys, welcome back to That's right, another exercise is explained. It's Friday, and today we're going to be talking about single leg variations. We're going to talk about lunges. I'm going to keep it short, sharp, sweet, to the point to give you guys the juice. As always, if you want to check out more, these are, remember, in my highlight reel in my personal Instagram. That's _Alex Connor. So if you're over on Fearless Training, you'll see some stuff there as well. But if you want these longer videos, it's over at my personal page. So when we do lunges, it's technically a single leg variation. We're talking about split squats. There's different names, tomato, all of that. Why do we do single leg variations? Well, it's a great variation for the legs, but it also identifies and bridges the gap between muscular imbalances in the body. It improves coordination, skill, and obviously we want to develop that physique because we want to look better. So that's a bit of a summary. There is a little bit more to it, but the biggest problem, let's dive into that. So when we see lunges, what happens is, and there's different varieties, so there's a lot here to unpack, but a lot of the time the joints are stacked. So when people come forward, if they're doing a step forward lunge or a walking, they'll sort of step forward and do this, or they'll collapse down into it. So as we can see, that's not a really strong position to be in, especially under load. So what we want to do is we want to think about if we were doing a stationary lunge, whether it's step back or forward, we're going to make sure that we are still shoulder width, because we don't want to be walking on a tightrope, as I call it. We want to make sure we've got a strong base of support. We want to make sure, for the most part, the knee is over the ankle on the forward leaning foot. The hip is over the knee. And again, we're driving off the ball of the foot, driving through the heel. The hips are tucked. Once again, the rib cage is down. Yes, you've heard me say that a million times now, because we want to keep a neutral spine, we want to keep everything strong. So again, whether we're doing a step forward, a step back, or a stationary, that's the key principle. When we're doing things like step back, step forward, or walking lunges, it's very unstable. So I want you to think about setting those movements up. So for example, if we were doing a walking lunge, instead of just walking into every step and sort of bouncing into it, again, we want to be controlling the eccentric and the concentric, so the lengthening, the shortening. We're trying to get the most out of this here. We want to set ourselves, lunge. And then if we were doing the opposite side, set ourselves, lunge. We can do walking consecutively, but we generally want to start off with creating more balance before we do that. And if we're looking at completely loading that movement pattern and we're after hypertrophy, meaning we're trying to increase the size of a muscle, then why wouldn't we want more stability so we could put more load through that muscle over time? So whatever variation you're doing, guys, remember, stability is key, joint stacking is key, making sure the spine is neutral, and making sure that we're actually achieving the purpose, which again is loading the muscle progressively over time with good form to grow it, to develop it. So there's a little bit of a synopsis. So let me show you, if we were doing a step back lunge here today, we're doing an elevated foot stance, but I'll just show you a step back quickly. Step forward is going to emphasize more of the quads, step back is going to emphasize more of the hamstrings and glutes. Same with elevated, step forward, step back, many variations, barbell, Smith machine, etc. I will do more videos on this. So we're going to deadlift them up, chest up, shoulder blades back and down. Start with the weaker leg, bridge the gap, control, knee to the ground, back up. Exhale, inhale, hips, glutes, core, control, knee to the ground, back up. Don't bounce the knee. So on and so forth. You could stay on the same leg. You can alternate. Again, don't be looking down. Don't be looking right up. Keep the spine neutral. Control, hamstrings, glutes, core, quads, hamstrings, glutes, core. So let me know, what is the variation of lunge you struggle with the most? What do you want to see in terms of split squats and lunges? Let me know. Was this helpful? Again, let me know if it was helpful. Let me know what you want to see next. And of course, until the next video, guys, stay fearless, and you know where to go if you want some intelligent coaching with real results.